start by saying that I wasn't particularly happy with the systems that traditionally companies have in place in terms of performance, feedback, engagement, analysis, because they don't provide you with an immediate picture of what the real situation in the company is day by day. So when I came across Beacon Force, it seemed to address exactly this point about fast and immediate feedback. It did allow to prioritize, for example, discussions about colleagues, especially when we were looking at two particular areas, the underskilled and over-challenged colleagues, or the opposite, so the overskilled and under-challenged ones. And that allowed me to have conversation about specific people with my team, and also, and more importantly, it allowed them to have a feedback session with their colleagues, with their team. And in most of the cases, they could, through feedback, come up with ways and solutions to address either the skill areas or the challenges area. With that, also, feedback doesn't become only a sort of recurrent event that happens 1 or 2 a year, but it becomes more fluid, and basically it's more about continuous conversation with employees rather than just you know, a moment in the year or 2 moments in the year. We observed that when we had colleagues which for several weeks would remain into a stress area, in particular the sort of the underskilled and over-challenged one, that it correlated more frequently with also colleagues that then will leave the organization. In particular, also went through the analysis of the pillar. For example, we noticed that the feedback component was particularly low, which meant that for some reason, their supervisor had not really spent time either in analyzing why this was this feeling of stress, or provided some sort of ground for a discussion that would alleviate the same stress. We also worked with the Beacon Force team, which of course uses deeper analytics to predict which employees could leave. And in some cases, we saw that the analysis done by Beacon Force matched what actually would happen in reality a little bit later. So in other words, there was a way to predict what could happen and of course avoid it. So generally speaking, while it's not the only feature of Beacon Force, but I believe that impacting in a positive way turnover is certainly something that can be achieved with the regular use of the software, and also with the actions that ensue the regular use of the application.
Flags things out for you, and it gives you suggestions, what it might be. Then combined with your own information, your own observations as HR, as a manager, your own understanding of the situation, you can build up a complete picture and figure out the cause of certain phenomena that you can observe in your company and what can be done to correct. Equipped us better in order to, and helped us understand and read our organization, what is happening in our organization, read the level of engagement. To which levels of analysis this artificial intelligence tool can go to, because as I said, we observed some correlation between the problems we already knew about, like turnover, and finding then people in the red zone in the areas where we had turnover.